This is what Scarlett's project has been. It took her over a year, and it's called Resonators. And what it is about the relationship of people and their guitars. Very, very famous guitarists and their guitars. And one of the things that we talked about with Tommy, and I know this very personally, is that the relationship a person has with their guitar is something that even kind of transcends even relationships with people, right?
Yeah, and that's the thing. For me to take a photograph of someone holding that thing that is their number one passion as well, immediately puts them at ease. I've half of my job is done because it's about capturing them with that number one object.
And they're nervous. They're probably kind of shy being photographed, would you say?
I don't think musicians go out there to be photographed, They don't. So that's just the pain bit of their job that they have to do. A lot of them don't enjoy doing it at all.
Sure.
But then holding their instrument, they do get a bit lost in playing, and you have to pull them back and go, right, okay.
Tommy did that?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, I thought it was his ringtone because he would just keep plucking away at his guitar.
Yeah. But it's great. That's the lovely part, their relationship.
Let's talk about your dad and being in the book. So, obviously, I'm a huge fan of your dad's. You know that.
I do.
Yeah, and thank you so much because Scarlett helped me get a autographed box set of Song Remains the Same, which was tremendously flattering, but also hilariously so because he wrote The Fong Remains the Same.
Which was awesome.
Which I thought was really awesome. This is honestly, and I've told you this over lunch, this is a historical record. These are famous people, and these are their guitars.
Yeah.
And no one else has got this, right? And really, truthfully, no one has thought of the concept of showing the person and his guitar.
Yeah.
It's really something. Was your dad the inspiration for that?
I should probably say yes, but I don't know I don't think he was. I think it was a project that the idea was put to me, and it was kind of put to me in a way that you probably more than the average other photographer have a green card to go to these people and say, I've been a photographer for 18 years. Coincidentally, my dad is also a guitarist, and this is a project I'd like to do. And it may open doors more than it might for other people. But the thing is throughout my whole career, I've never gone, hey, guess what? My dad's Jimmy Page. So for me, it was like a whole new thing of doing that. But it made sense in this sort of scenario.
He's very supportive because I could see that he's at all the gallery openings and things like that.
Oh, he's been amazing, yeah.
Did he see the photos as they were coming by?
No, but I talked to him about the stories and who I'd managed to get in contact with, because I had to approach everyone myself, and it was lots of hard work, and I had to do lots of badgering and pestering of people, and but I kind of got there. Some people weren't available, which is fine. It's not a fully comprehensive of all the 100 best guitarists but it was
I really think you should go forward and do, because I looked at that and I thought, oh, so and so's not on there and so and so's on there.
But then I may not ever get them. And then it's like, do I keep chasing that never-ending, and who defines that comprehensive list at the end of the day?
So let's talk about the challenges of having to work so fast, because these are busy people. So as a photographer, this is the way I see it. You have an issue with time pressures and credibility issues, because they're like, okay, come on, get on with it, right?
Luckily, they didn't say that, but I have heard of stories where that has happened. I remember someone taking a picture of Prince, and he, after 2 frames, said, "You've got the shot." And I was like, ah!
Yeah, right.
But yeah, in this case, I certainly didn't want to abuse. Because it was my project. They're not really getting anything out of it apart from agreeing to be part of.
Well, yeah, but you also, it was for a charitable.
Teenage Cancer Trust.
Yes, Teenage Cancer. Right.
And for them giving up their time, I just wanted to make it quick and easy. And then in one situation when I was shooting Paul McCartney, they said, come and get your snap, and I was like, that kind of means like one picture kind of thing. And I said, I need to come down and set up my lights. They were like, no, just gonna, I was like, oh. So I had to arrive ready with, my light on the stand, so that I knew that it was going to be something.
Right.
And it was backstage at the Jimmy Kimmel show, and I got there and pulled a curtain across and, quickly did a little light test, and then he came out, and I managed to get about, I would say less than 15 frames, and there was one that was great. So, but equally, it was not until afterwards when you look back and you go, And then you're like, oh yeah, there's a good one, you know. But
Yeah.
it's so quick, and that was super quick. That was the fastest one.
Well, in these days now, and I think one of the things that you see when you shoot with our gears, we use these tiny speed lights.
Yeah.
But now that you have high speed sync, and you have the ability to, you know, shoot with my modifiers and things like that, you can change things around so much. You couldn't do that before. And with would you say it was Lumidyne or Novatron?
Elinchrom.
Elinchrom, okay. But with those, they only sync up to 250th of a second. So
Yeah.
outdoors.
Which is incredible. I didn't even know, you know, about the 4,000th of a second.
We shot a lot of our cool stuff as f1.8 or 1. It was right wide open, which gave it that beautiful look. And we were outdoors and subtracted all the available
That's
light.
really unusual. I've never been able to shoot like that before with my plugins or battery lights. It's not.
Yeah.
It's not a setting that I'm used to seeing.
It's a brand new thing, right?
Yeah.
Right. So talk to me about, because I noticed when you were working with Tommy, such a calm kind of a person. What is your approach to get the person very comfortable? Well, first of all, I understand. If you have me and my guitar, I will be comfortable.
Already there's a barrier that's let down, isn't there?
Right.
But I think I just wanted it to feel like I was capturing something for real a lot of the time. So it wasn't too contrived or too thought out and too set up.
Well, it's interesting because each image is a combination of documentary and portraiture at the same time, which is what it should be.
Yeah.
A portrait should tell a story, and so that really requires not posing, you know, and just kind of capturing the image. So it's record keeping, but it's also portraiture at the same time.
Yeah, that's it. You just sort of let it evolve, but you're sort of in charge. You're sort of, you know, you're directing.
You're the director.
You're the
right.
You're sort of pointing it in the right direction, but ultimately it's kind of evolving naturally, and that's what I like.
I hope you do more.
Yeah.
Because that was so fun.
Will you be in Resonators?
When this whole thing came up, I thought, oh man, I wish we could fly my blonde Les Paul out, because I would have loved to have been photographed by you. Then I could, you know.
That's a shame. Next time.
But in the next book, if you do it, I want to be in it, because no, my relationship with my guitar is very special.
Well, next time you're here, we'll do it.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.